Good morning, everyone, and happy Easter. I am so glad that I get to spend a little bit of time with you today. It seems like it's been forever since we've gotten to see each other. I hope you're not going stir crazy. I hope you're staying safe. And I do hope that you get to go outside and enjoy some beautiful nature, because I know I enjoy being outside. Which kind of brings me to something I just have to tell you. You'll never believe what happened to me this morning. You see, earlier this morning, I was out jogging. I was enjoying God's beautiful creations. The birds were singing. The wildflowers were blooming. When all of a sudden, I heard this loud rumbling, and the earth started shaking. I could see what was happening. This huge boulder was rolling towards me. Luckily, it stopped just in front of me, but it was blocking the left side of the road. Oh no, this is going to cause a traffic accident. But I've got to do something. Maybe if I... Drat, it won't budge. It is just impossible for one person to push this boulder out of the way. But something has to be done. I know. I'll call the Department of Transportation. Bring, bring. Hello? You need to send somebody, quick. Now, the Department of Transportation is pretty amazing, and they have some pretty awesome machinery. And they were able to move the boulder off the road. I can't imagine what people did before the invention of big, strong machines. I mean, there is no way that one person can move a rock that big on their own. You know, what happened here today kind of reminds me of a Bible story. Now, this story happened more than 2,000 years ago, and it involves a large stone that was rolled away from the entrance of a tomb. Do you guys want to hear it? I know I do, and this is a great story. So put on your listening caps and be prepared for something wonderful. I'll see you guys later. Take care now. I miss you guys so much. Bye.
After Jesus was arrested, he was led to the high priest. The religious leaders were trying to find a reason to kill Jesus, but they could not. The high priest asked, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of God?" Jesus replied, "Yes, that's right." The high priest said, "He has spoken against God. He deserves to die." The religious leaders refused to believe that Jesus was God's son. In the morning, the religious leaders led Jesus to Pilate, the governor. "Are you the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked. "Yes, that's right," Jesus replied. "What should I do with Jesus?" Pilate asked the crowd. "Crucify him," they answered. Pilate did not think Jesus had done anything wrong, but he handed Jesus over and said, "Do whatever you want." The governor's soldiers put a scarlet robe on Jesus. They made a crown of thorns and put it on his head. Then they mocked him. "Here is the King of the Jews." They beat Jesus and led him away to be killed. The soldiers nailed Jesus to a cross. They put a sign above his head that said, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 criminals were crucified next to him. Darkness covered the land. Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Jesus shouted again, and then he died. Suddenly, the curtain in the temple sanctuary split in two from top to bottom, and there was an earthquake. One of the men guarding Jesus' body said, "This man really was God's son." Jesus was buried in a tomb. A stone was sealed in front of the tomb so that no one could steal Jesus' body. On the 3rd day, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to the tomb. Suddenly, there was an earthquake. An angel of the Lord rolled back the stone and sat on it. The guards were so afraid that they fainted. The angel spoke to the woman. Don't be afraid. I know you are looking for Jesus. He is not here. He has risen just like he said he would. The women left the tomb quickly. They ran to tell the disciples the good news. Just then, Jesus greeted them. The women worshiped him. Don't be afraid, Jesus told them. Tell my followers to go to Galilee. They will see me there. Jesus appeared to Peter and then to the other disciples. Jesus also appeared to more than 500 people who followed him. Many people witnessed that Jesus is alive. Jesus' death and resurrection is the center of the gospel. In Adam, we were spiritually dead in sin, but Jesus died to pay for our sins. Jesus is alive. God gives new life to everyone who trusts in Jesus.
Wasn't that just a wonderful and amazing story? Whether it was the first time you've heard that or you've heard it several other times, it is such a beautiful and wonderful message. It brings us right to the big picture question for the month. Why did Jesus become human? Jesus became human to fulfill his Father's plan to save us sinners. So he was obeying his Father and following his plan so that we could be saved from sin. Jesus paid that price for us. He conquered death once and for all because the price of sin is death. So Jesus paid that for us. What an amazing, beautiful time. Now I know that it's kind of crazy right now and there's a lot happening in the world and it's hard to understand, but I also think it is an amazing time for us to spend some time with our Father, to spend some time talking with Jesus, to stop being so busy and just to enjoy the things that he's given us, our family, the outdoors. I love being out here and especially with our friends. We can still see each other this way, which I just think is an amazing, wonderful time.